Midwestern emo is defined as employing unconventional vocal stylings, distinct guitar riffs, and arpeggiated melodies. Midwest emo bands shifted away from the genre's hardcore punk roots and drew on an indie rock and math rock approach. Obviously, this started in the Midwest around the 1990s. And to me, no band has done this genre better than Deer in the Headlights. It's my favorite band. Let's just ignore that they're arguably more indie rock than any kind of emo. Everyone just accepts them as Midwestern emo, and so do I, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. If you're going to do anything from this video, please go listen to this amazing, highly underrated band that you probably haven't even heard of, let alone maybe even haven't heard of Midwest emo. And please subscribe. Look at the statistic we're trying to beat. If you know them at all, then you probably do from the album Small Steps, Heavy Hooves, specifically a certain song, but they also had an album before that one, which is very underrated if you know this band at all. So we'll start there. Just cutting in real quick, because I forgot to mention this. Quick side note, a lot of these songs could have 3-page essays written about them, but this video is going to be long enough, so I kept it as short and sweet as possible. And if you're expecting a video on the backstory and all the fun facts about the band, there is also that. I just also like to talk about music, and so I analyzed all the songs as well. So you get everything in one video. Have fun. I just like to do research and yap about things I like, and this is my favorite band. Well, technically, two of my favorite bands. I don't know what to tell you guys. But yeah, this is my insane ramblings about a band I like.
Oh my god, wait for it!
I'm normal. This song is about the highs and lows of being in a band or being a musician in general, but mostly the lows, with lyrics such as, "So if you have to keep singing then, singing should be fine, and if it ain't what you had pictures, yeah, that sounds about right." Other than that, I don't have too much to say about this song. It's one of their more interpretive songs, and that's the main theme of it. Let's move on to some bad news. I actually don't have too much to say about bad news either. I don't think I'm smart enough to get this one, simply. I think this band should be studied in colleges. But from what I've gathered and what I think is going on, it's about people who don't have to or don't want to work as hard, idealizing others who do and praising them for it. That's probably wrong, but it's kind of all I've got for it. Mostly gathered from lyrics such as "in between coughing fits" and soon-to-be Heimlich bits of ideas which you could not yet digest. Put that rag to your face, lay down, that's a better pace. Go back to cliches like "I should kill myself" or "I should lose some weight." I'm sure either way you'd feel the very same. Seems to suggest it. At least a little. I don't know. It's at least a little part about it. This song has a lot of references to Allen Ginsberg. Big fan, by the way. Just read Junkie by William S. Burroughs. But I also don't have too much to say on this song's meaning. Apparently, Ian Metzger, the writer of the songs for this band, said about this song, "It's kind of a song mocking myself and my abilities as a poet after reading such a dense, crazy work like Howl by Allen Ginsberg." There you go. That's the meaning. He said it himself. Since this one is so cut and dry, though, I do want to mention now one of the things I love so much about the way that Ian Metzger writes songs is that they're more poetry than lyrics. As he said himself, he's a poet. Granted, that does mean that a lot of the songs are very up to interpretation and they're hard to follow at times because of all the flowery language used, but that also is what makes it so great and so fun. They work as poems as well as songs. That, and apparently he would write the lyrics after they had the music part down and just kind of bullshit it with gibberish and then find words with the same syllables to slip in. What a guy. Some lyrics that I would like to point out here as well is, and it's just endless combinations of the same old shit, and all that talking, it ain't got no use when it's just maldigestion that's been haunting you. Along with reflux opinions from your ulcer moods, you're just a litany of horrors like the evening news. I'd also like to mention that if anybody has any ideas for these songs, even the ones I have a very clear understanding of, or even Ian has said what the song is about himself, please feel free to leave your theories down in the comments below. I love this band, and while I think I'm always right, especially about the things that I like and care about, I'm very open to discussion. I want to hear what people think. Waletta? He doesn't say it in the song. I don't know how it's pronounced, actually. This song is pretty obvious in being about grief and hating how funerals are. We all can relate in some way, I'm sure. There's an argument to be made that I've seen people theorizing that the person he's talking about committed suicide, but as always with these songs, they are very up to interpretation. Again, most of the lyrics are pretty obvious, but some I'd like to point out are, is there nothing you want from me now? No help I could give but to lower you down. Oh, your friends standing by, waving greedy goodbyes. I've got nothing now that I want to say. You wouldn't talk back anyway. And, oh, but we're all shaking hands, offering condolences, stories of some envied youth, less life-threatening, more moot. You wanna talk about all the feelings I'm feeling. I'm a passed out priest in an AA meeting, and the check in my post, trying to make a decision. I got the throwback eyes, but nothing's caught in my vision. From what I can gather, this song is kind of mostly about just hating another person, and I love that for him. I really do. Oh, some of these lyrics are a tongue twister. You're like a constant crowding consonant. I'm a claustrophobic, I said. We're all comfortable as wool, warming naked indifference. Thank God your words have come to rescue me from my sentence. You're like a two-stepping tongue on a flesh dance floor. You're the eulogy I can't avoid anymore. That tumor in my side, celebrating malignance. Surprise I'm moving in, I think I've grown on your parents. It's also really humorous about it, which I love. Ian has a great sense of humor, even for the way more depressing songs. You're like a knock at the door in the middle of dinner from the friendly registered sex offender, all equipped with a mustache and a windowless van. I love this guy. There's also an argument to be made that this is about an abusive relationship, since it's obviously about a relationship in general and outlines their fighting and refusal to communicate properly. Also, a line in this song is trigger warning for self-harm references. Like your chalkboard risks, but I don't tally the meaning. That's fucking crazy. Even for like 2007, that is crazy. He gets a pass, guys. He gets a pass. I probably can't do that. I mean, people see my scar, but... Paranoia posed insanely rose outside my windows. I also don't have much to say about this one, and I know what you're thinking. It's just, oh, if you don't have so much to say about half of these songs, why make a video about it then? Because I love this band, obviously, okay? And for most of the songs, I could write a whole essay about them, but I won't, because this video is too long as is. Though, I will say about this song, caskets for hands, bury your plans right next to your songs, when t-shirt vending is how you spend your time, is pretty obvious about how if you're constantly doing things like selling shirts, you don't have much life experience to write about songs anymore, and it's probably about being burnt out in the music industry. But your thoughts still bring flowers from my grave. This song is kind of a teenage love story kind of song, which is quite a nice difference from all of his other songs. with lyrics like, now we're sneaking out the back door of our American minds, gonna leave a couple hundred years of bad tradition behind. It's different in the way that has a lot of kind of optimistic nihilism to it. The happiest Midwestern song for real. There's not much more to say about the song, but I'll leave you with the lyrics. I'm obsessing over finish lines, asked you why you're smiling every time you see me, said I remind you of a joke. I think you might actually be onto something. There's no point in trying to take ourselves so seriously. The title for this one is pretty fitting because the song is kind of depressing, as a lot of his songs are. It's kind of, from what I gathered, just about not understanding everything happening, arguably everything happening to you, and then just going, damn, yeah, just give up, I don't know. Cut your losses, love. There ain't no one who understands what you're thinking of. No one. And life's just lonely. Automatic, dull, and marred, then pulled apart. Yeah, you know now that you really are no one, and life's just lonely. Out by parallel lines, I try to make sense. In contrast to that song, the next song is actually a pretty positive song, just with a Midwestern emo vibe to it, with lyrics such as, all the dead still hold their heads, but their old weeping won't resound. It's a very people have died but we're alive kind of song. Not much more to it, just pretty nice. It's taking pictures of me as I fall down the stairs. It seems so awful if not for my glasses and hair. If not for my glasses! This will be a longer one because this is one of my favorite songs by them ever. First, I'd like to draw attention to the lyricism again. A postcard of apple cores on spit-stained wooden floors. I spent an evening getting practice looking bored. And there's a leaf on the sill, but it won't be there tomorrow. Just some memory that I made. It never really goes the way I planned it to. It's so good! The song is pretty clearly about childhood neglect and abuse, with lyrics such as, you're taking pictures of me as I fall down the stairs. It seems so awful if not for my glasses and hair. You say I'm your white cast kid, I was born for your care, so why you gotta label me now? As well as, like worthless words that you spit out, the foaming garbage of your mouth, I'm always listening, I'm going rummaging through a dumpster of speech, and, you're taking pictures of me as I fall down the stairs, it seems so awful, but this never happened, who cares? I'm just your TV-taught child, I'm your sweetest affair. When the alarm clock goes off, you will disappear. That last one is very, oh my gosh, to me, because a few things I like to point out there. I'm just your TV-taught child, I'm your sweetest affair. Oh my gosh. TV-taught child, obviously meaning sit the kid in front of the TV and not worry about it. And when the alarm clock goes off, you will disappear, meaning like waking up in the morning for school or whatever, and your parents leave you to defend for yourself to get to where you need to go, wake up, all that jazz. I'm back again because I forgot to mention something. The change in lyrics from it seems so awful if not for my glasses and hair to it seems so awful but this never happened, who cares, is also very important in my opinion. In the first verse of if not for my glasses and hair, it's kind of like downplaying the situation because like you just fell down the stairs, my guy. That's kind of a big deal. And then with it seems so awful but this never happened, who cares, as like pushing it under the rug, like it didn't happen, you're fine. Just like your parent undermining things that happen to you that are horrible and just being like, walk it off, you're fine. And last one, just because the lyrics in this song are so good and oh my gosh, magnificent. So I opened up the door, I know now what you're for, but still not who you are. And then you leaned into me and whispered rather softly, your feet don't fit the branch, it never really goes the way I planned it to. I'll tell it like you want, all parts appeal and none that won't. With the line of, you whispered rather softly, your feet don't fit a branch, it's the parent trying to be a parent, and it never really goes the way it's planned. As well as the lyrics, I know now what you're for, but still not who you are. I know you're supposed to be my parent, but I don't know you as a person. Despite all of this, there's still that inherent sense of built-in love that a lot of people who are neglected or abused by their parents still have, ending on the lines, "But I loved your face, the way it moved, your murky mouth, your eyelid brooms." That's how I see it anyways. Again, very up to interpretation. Still wanna Try is mostly about a failing relationship and wishing it would work out. There's other references like the church trying to fix it, but at its core, it's mostly just that. I'm sick of coming home to the TV mumbling, "There used to be a time when you spoke to me with words." I'm swearing up and down saying it's a commitment, and toasting new beginnings saying, "Sorry, I thought it would work," as well as, "I'm gathering my things and I'm leaving for good in November. I don't know when I'll talk to you. I guess when both our eyes have finally died, still want to try." And just because, again, this dude writes straight poetry for songs. Thought a change of scenery could make me feel better. I moved 400 miles away, I'm still staring at the floor, and feeling useless as a mime in a counseling session. Here's a million mute expressions, here's the one where I choke on my words. Conjuring up my melancholy, no, that can't go on. I Know is a truly optimistic song about depression and getting over it, which is a great way to end off this album, I think. My old habits get confused. They've been placating my mood and selling me cheap solitude. But I've run out of reasons to pay. 'Cause I know you care, and I've grown so tired of not being there, and I know you care, so I'm cutting off familiar happenings. Obviously saying, depression is in a way comforting and a habit, and because he has a good support system and whatnot, it's not helping as much as it perhaps used to. And after a while, you kind of get sick of depression, believe it or not, because it's just fucking boring. Certain my sadness was necessary. Oh, I've been so wrong. And all that distance that I dispatch won't ever help me feel less alone. As well as, stop all that dark and senseless brooding, sing a different song. Don't get dramatic, this ain't the movies, turn that camera off. Yeah, all the acting seemed fun at first, but I've been playing this role for too long. Saying that, yeah, he's been the depressed guy, his whole life, but now he's ready to get over that shit. Good for him. Unfortunately, the next album has so many more depressing songs, so I don't know. He needs to go back and listen to the song. This part goes, there's this little part that just, hold up. I like when he gets a little, ooh, what? Oh my, you just don't know it yet. Like, ooh! That was embarrassing. Oh my god, I need... Oh my god! A bit less obvious. Oh, you forgot I called. Won't take it personal, honey. Oh no, I thought in a feeling. I watch them fast and loose. I wonder what to do. Hey, it's been a day or so. I don't have too much to say on this song. I don't really have any idea of what story could be in this one, really at all. The best I have is it's about feeling an inherent wrongness in you and kind of taking it out on others due to it. Due to lines like, and it's one eye on the banquet table, the other on the door, and everyone's got reasons, but I don't have the same ones, and it's true. And I haven't had a day alone since I met you. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say on this one. Despite what I've said, this song kind of almost sounds like a love song. So, who really fucking knows? Maybe it's about not wanting to ruin it with somebody he likes. I don't know. Oh, I have a note that says update. Ian has said that he made the song because people kept trying to say that God will save him and that annoyed the fuck out of him. included in my note, real shit good for him. He also said that he doesn't want to offend anybody by saying that, but probably is anyways.
He'd never say it, but it's right.
If this band sounds familiar to you, then you probably know them from this song. It's by far their most popular and fun sounding song, but the story to it isn't very fun. This song is about his ex-girlfriend getting a new boyfriend. This is one of their more obvious story-structured songs, and it follows more of a direct storyline of his ex-girlfriend pulling away more and more as she gets a new boyfriend, and it's clear he's not over her. Oh, you forgot I called, won't take it personal, honey. I know you've just been busy or you need to be alone. Well, you can call me if you're bored. And hold his hand now, out on the mission field. Your heart's compatible, mine breaks alone. He also has a clear resentment for the new boyfriend. Pretty normal. As shown in the chorus of, you've got your new boyfriend, I bet he likes you more than he likes me, 'cause I'm the former one, he's the latter one, he never say, but it's right. Again, this one's pretty obvious. Go listen to it for yourself if you want more information. From what I get about this song, this one is also about a relationship, I believe. Though this one was great at first and then something went wrong to cause it to start falling apart and resentment to set in. There's verses that seem to show how it was before, with lyrics like, remember how her eyes would shine, they made you come home on time. What's the plan for tonight? Calling just to say hi, love. How about just us tonight? And we would take those walks at night, and we would dance there in the kitchen till we couldn't catch our breath. But there's also lyrics like, memories aren't for keeping, mostly just for leaving behind. We remember all right, we remember all right now. 1,000 memories and too much wine. And blood collects and clots, the colors creeps from carpet to tile. When you sighed, you seem fine. When you sighed, you seem fine. A stiff drink will change your mind. Clearly isn't going too well for him. Pay no mind to the title of Happy in Love? That's not what this is. My man Ian Metzger does not have a good track record of relationships at this point. I mean, the song literally starts with the lyrics, old lies the half right, that I'm happy in love. So it's not going well. That line clearly is showing that he's either losing feelings or is conflicted on if he actually likes who he's with. This is confirmed more as him losing feelings with the lines, perfect but no feeling left, happy in love, a slow drift, you don't notice it, happy in love. But ending with the lyrics, I'm buried out back, there in my mind. It's clear he's going to ignore it until he can't anymore, because you should be happy, right? What do you have to complain about, buddy? The title for this one is pretty obvious. He's bored and whoever he's with is amorous. Lyric analysis over. No more needs to be said. I've got this feeling in my blood that I want more, this ain't enough. A girlfriend, a movie, a slow dance, and straight teeth. And I'm fast approaching death, you aren't helping it. Your smile's been losing its charm, you still think you've got it. It's also clear that many relationship issues led to this, shown in the second verse of, you pull your hair and gnash and weep. Confess how you've blessed me while I'm blank, just blinking. No pressing lips, just pleading speech that falls to the floor to rest on feet that float so light at first, but they've clotted up with concrete. And the bridge of, and this is how it stops, I'm still just blinking, and you're still talking, there is no meaning, not now. Once I feel Grace is about a relationship that is purely surface level and devoid of any actual love, as shown in the lyrics. Putting on your makeup every day before he wakes up so he can stomach your face now, easier than he could without. Yeah, this is love. This is all you could want. In this song, it switches between a he and an I, showing that it's probably more that the girl he likes is in an unhappy relationship and he's trying to be perfect to get her to leave who she's with and date him instead. Shaking my teeth loose on your table, the dullest white squares I'll never be. Now that you've picked each one apart, you can't look at me. I'll probably lose you now, but at least the ones I have still sparkle. And signing up for that second semester because you won't marry me without the degree. Once I fix things up right, you won't be so embarrassed of me, but I'll never make it now. At least looking in the mirror won't feel like lying. And that last line to me is pretty clear that he's trying to convince her that it will be better to be with him even if he's not perfect. And just to show off the poet that is Ian Metzger, this is just straight up a poem. Taste the regret as it leaves your stomach, coating your tongue with every noun. Watery eyes the only thing that makes sense now, spitting your insides out. I left out a lyric here, but I also want to point out the lyric, every thought is cursed with intent. I'm not even going to say anything about that one. There's just so much that could be, oh my gosh. He gets it. I don't know.
My overbite climb set in place like a stack of polished bright white dinner plates. Hand in my pocket, straight jacket, mind, yeah. It's getting easy.
It's Getting Easy is about depression and getting used to it. For example, the lyrics, and my brain is cloudy, leveled out, the pill dissolved, it's flushing out everything I care about and not replacing it with anything substantial. This seems to be alluding to depressants that are known to make people basically shells of their former selves just to try and get rid of the depression, at least to me, in my interpretation. And there's also the lines, in this act I'll disguise those dead eyes, stretch tight the lips, a glistening gum line, mouth curtains pulled I shine, my yellow stage light smile distracting, dancing puppets on short saliva strings, so you'll find comfort in a lie. The song starting with in this act and the later lyric of so you'll find comfort in a lie seems to be talking about putting on a normal, happier outside persona to not worry everyone around him. Again, at least in my interpretation.
You say you understand me, I don't get you at all.
This is one of my favorite songs, and I do have quite a bit to say about this one, but it's also one of the songs that can be the most up to interpretation and can be very personal to so many people for many different reasons, as it is to me as well. This song is very depressing. Starting with the lyrics, I'm like a paper cup with a pinprick. You can fill me up, but I'll only stay full for a while. And wisdom's only shown me that my loneliness is all my fault. And I don't know what I have done wrong. So yeah. On top of the depressing nature of similar ideas to that, there's also a part that seems to be, someone saying that they understand and get you, but it never really helps. You say you understand me, well, I don't get you at all, and it seems everyone around me is so good at faking it that I don't know just how to act around you and how to act about you. The change in lyrics from just how to act around you to and how to act about you is also very interesting to me. There's not enough water to save my ass right now. To me, it goes from the basic of not knowing how to act around someone after everything, perhaps after someone trying to say that they understand you when you know they don't, or at least it feels like they don't, and then going to not knowing how to feel about someone because of that, or something. I don't know. I just listen to the song and kind of dissociate and cry. So, I've got a memory, but I can't hear what you're saying. You're looking straight at me, but I'm looking the other way. Possibly about somebody wanting to try and be there for you while you're depressed and what have you, and then not caring and it not helping in the way that it should, kind of, and like when you're depressed and you're like, dang, I just wanna, and then everybody's like, it'll just get better, it'll get better with time, you just gotta hang in there, and it's just like, When? This song is very nostalgic. Just kind of in a bad way. In between lyrics like, and all my hand-me-downs are stuck to me from all the blood I couldn't keep. Oh, such a likely scene. 10-year-old body face down on Russell Street. I think that's how that's pronounced. My bike passed out on top of me. There's also lyrics like, remember summers with the speak and spell, trying to make the robot cuss. If mother knew the words we used while she worked, she would be fuming, because that's not how she raised me. Which, despite the line she would be fuming, is clearly kind of playful and nostalgic. It's kind of all I have to say on this one. This song is very depressing, but ends on a hopeful note. Surprising for me and Metzger. I'd like to mention that a lot of his songs are pretty depressing and very introspective, but he said this himself in interviews, and a lot of people have said this about him, it seems, that despite his songs being very sad and introspectful, he is not a very sad or introspective guy, at least on the outside. He's very happy and doing well. That's good, at least. You don't have to worry about the artist on this one. It goes over a few things, namely work issues with the lyrics of, the manager said I can't make just one more mistake, so I'll just hang my head and say sorry. Wouldn't be the first time. There are also mentions of someone he misses adding to this. And you, I'm missing you. I don't want to, but I will. See the gray in your hair, Angel. Your beauty can't be covered by insecurities. I hope the same truth would still hold true for me, 'cause I drowned in mine. But this line is flipped a bit at the ending to add a more hopeful end. Hours to waste turns into full weeks, then months, then into me, a lifelong disease. The gray in your hair still means hope for me. That beauty won't be hidden easily. The truth could still hold true for me. I don't have too much more to say about this song, really, but it's really great. Listen to it to find out more about John, who's mentioned in like 3 other songs, and I just keep leaving him out. No clue who he is. I'm just kind of assuming it's his stepdad. Who fucking knows? I don't know. This song is another sad, nostalgic song, but more in the way of wanting to go back to it despite its faults, rather than skin knees and gap teeth being more about just talking about a hard childhood with a slight sense of nostalgia to it. Mother, make me gold again. It was us and you and him, and each of us were golden, and I was pure and warm, innocent, and each of us were golden. And the line, it all seems to end, makes this pretty clear to me, I think. With the stitches, no tag backs, and the red Kool-Aid mustache, we can race there and then back, just sodas and best friends. I'm waging war on the ant's nest, and a card in your spokes clicked, like the buttons on a joystick, and I loved it. The tone of this one and how it ends is what sets in the sadness factor rather than the lyrics this time, the lyrics being more strictly, purely nostalgic.
I'm scared to death, but I just love you. I just love you.
This is the love song that You Thought Happy in Love was. This song is also pretty obvious to me, simply being about trying not to make a fool out of yourself when you start talking to someone and realize that you like them. When I look at you, I've caught myself off guard a time or two. Those funny times I realize that I've been staring way too long and you're done talking, not to mention I've stopped breathing, such a mess. And calling to say hi on your break, in less than 20 words you made my whole damn day. And oh, I just love you. Oh, I just love you. Pretty sweet. He's like got 2 healthy, good love songs.
And you stay
If you're not from the Midwest, you simply don't have the right to listen to this song. You should be lucky I'm even showing you this band at all. I really don't know what these motherfuckers from Arizona think they know about Midwestern dirt anyways. But they made a banger and a fantastic band, so they're allowed to have this. You, however, if you are not from the Midwest, are not allowed to have this. Hoosiers, rise up. Where are my Hoosiers at? That's not doxing myself. Indiana is a big enough state. I say. This song is kind of basically just about feeling below somebody. Whether whoever he's talking about has said this and made him feel this way, or he just is feeling a little self-deprecating, that's unclear. And you'll stay above me forever like you stay above me now. There's also another cool twist of lyrics in this one, going from hate to self-deprecating. I want to bury your face in the Midwestern dirt to dull the shape, to I'm sinking in deeper Midwestern dirt. What y'all know about Midwestern dirt? I'm telling you, it grows the best corn. I want to say this is about a parent or family member just by the lyrics. Did you ever want to start, or just watch my love? I'm some impulse buy you couldn't take your eyes off of. Some clean white slate for you to fill in the blanks, then show me off. To me, this is possibly meaning how sometimes people have kids just to start over and make some perfect person. This could also be about a relationship. The girl he's with trying to turn him into the perfect boyfriend, for example. This song also has a lot of cool lyrics, so here's just a few more of them that I like. And cut that hand that changed my name, polishing. And my next words could be my last, of my clumsy mouth and the eggshells cracked, and oh no. In my opinion, this is one of their best songs, but, fun fact, it's never on CDs anymore. I don't know why, but it's rare to find CDs with all the songs anymore. You really gotta look. Just popping in real quick to say that I have done research. Some people have said that Telemarket Mishap was like a bonus track, and that's why it's not on any of the CDs, although I have been able to find CDs that were way older and had the song on them, which I did find. Oh my gosh, it still pisses me off. I mean, not like pisses me off, but I fucking screenshot. Focus. Yup. I did find a CD that had Telemarket Mishap, cause Find my Zen. Vinyl records for Small Steps, Heavy Hooves are rare to find anymore. And if you can find them, they're very expensive because there's not many of them anymore. Like, the one I found is on eBay for $400. Unfortunately, I do not have that kind of money. So I figured there's the possibility that I will never get it on record, unfortunately. So I was like, if anything, I at least need to get on CD. But if I'm getting it, I need to have Telemarket Mishap. That is one of my favorite songs. And I want to have every song just in general. I found that on eBay and I was like, oh my god, this is a fucking godsend. And it was like $23. With tax and shipping, it would have been like $30. So I was like, okay, I just need to get some money together. And I'll get that shit, right? Oh my god. It had been like 3 days since I found it, and I went to check to make sure it was still there. I don't even care that it was autographed. I really don't. I just want to Telemarket Mishap. If whoever got that CD is watching this video, know that I am coming for your ass. I will rob the fuck out of you. Because I'm super cool and awesome and everybody's favorite YouTuber. If you have a CD, a record even, if you're wanting to part with that, possibly, haha. And I swear to god, I will pay for it. As long as it's not fucking $400, I will even pay for it. If you want to give it to me, I'm not going to say no to that either. I'm just saying. But please, get in contact. My Twitter is in the description. I'm not gonna give you my address. Don't go. Don't have this and plan to give this to me or even lie about giving it to me just to get my address. I know I'm hot. Please, serious inquiries only. And also if you have any shirts, jackets, oh my god, anything. I saw a thing on eBay for stickers. I'll take anything. 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 Oh my gosh, and if you have the Gentle Hits merch, I don't know if they even have that. As far as I'm aware, I think they only have CDs, actually. If you have a CD, give me that too. They do. Oh, boy. Yes. No, now that I need it. This video goes up in 2 days. Somebody's gonna fucking steal it from me. Just out of spite. Oh, I have the worst luck. I need to end it all. Just kidding. Gosh. Oh my gosh, and it's $14! I swear to fuck. I swear to fuck. I'm poor. I struggle to live. Please let me have this. Nobody touch it. Don't find it. Let me have this. Despite this album being their biggest, they, meaning those who own the rights, I'm not saying the band members or Ian do this, but they just kind of don't seem to care. On all the still being made CDs, it's not on there. It's also crazy that they still have Drunk Like Bible Times on record being still kind of produced and sent out, but they just won't do any repressings on Sweet Talk. Whoa, Sweet Talk. I'm a fake fan. But they won't do any repressings on Small Steps, Heavy Hooves. Don't know why, because it's clearly their biggest work. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Drunk Like Bible Times. I really do. It's, again, heavily underrated. But what is the point? Like, it's $400 to buy it secondhand on eBay, but it's $20 to get Drunk Like Bible Times on record. Doesn't matter, I'm too poor for either. This song is about a dysfunctional relationship. Who's surprised? Not me. But at least it's in a sad way instead of an abusive way, at least from what we're given. You have your own life, I know, but show up you should. I'm disappointed, my vision blurs alone on the curb. 8 weeks since and it's still the same. Something just came up. I'm so sorry. It's unclear if she's making excuses not to see him or if this is a serious reason, but it's probably an excuse given the rest of the song. The lyrics also go from, and maybe I've got needs that you can't cure, but I'm waiting by the phone until I'm sure, to, and maybe you've got needs that I can't cure. We sleep in separate houses. He's clearly wanting her and wanting to make things work, but for whatever reason she's not willing. There's also the line, love like statistics, showing that whatever little relationship they had or have was very clinical, almost. Kill the subject, refine the joke, whichever prompts response. In the moments you laugh, it's still not enough. You miss me, you can't mean that. Given the rest of the song, I'm assuming she's trying to keep a friendship with him, but again, for whatever reason, it's not working out. Possibly because he's still wanting to date her, and even the little moments that they do have and they're having a good time, it's still not enough for him, as mentioned in the lyrics. There's a lot more that could be said about this song, but I'm going to leave it off with some of my favorite lyrics by this band ever, and some of my favorite lyrics in all of the world ever to exist. A guarded head shapes the face and heart, so loss ain't bad. I'm trading processing for sleep, so it don't seem sad that I'm losing you. I'm trading processing for sleep is just, like, so special to me. Like, he gets it. As for that line, it likely means he's ignoring that it's over instead to just sleep. To either just go to the next day and try to ignore it, or to dream of this girl he fumbled. Daysleeper is a beautiful unreleased demo song which you can find on YouTube. Fun fact, this song meant so much to me, and still does, that a few years ago on every site I could get the username Daysleeper that's what I was. Also, real because my sleep schedule has always been horrible, and I definitely usually do sleep in the day. This song is almost 6 minutes of just beautiful instrumental and great lyrics and vocals. It's it's so good. It's like perfect. And I'm so upset that the demo is not on Spotify. Like, I get maybe why they would cut it, even though I love it so much. But like, guys, let's make like a petition. Let's get Daysleeper on Spotify, please. For me, mainly me. This song is also about depression with lyrics like, haven't seemed happy, it's gonna come to me. When it does, I don't know where I'll keep it at all. In my room, where I sleep, keep away bad dreams. In my heart, I don't know. Loneliness takes up all that space. And when I'm feeling low, I'll take out my checkbook and buy a new car. Oh, that sweet distraction, comfortable discontent. I'm in love. But it also has the lyrics later on of Andrea's in her room kicking her shoes off, singing along, shaking our blues off, we sing. We don't know who Andrea is, by the way. You see what I like? This song almost feels like manic and depression at the same time. I'm not here to diagnose Ian Metzger, but I've come up with a plan so brilliant, Times Square, midday, thoughts are directed in every way. And so I'll keep my eye on the billboard ads displayed. Kill my heart, no fix it up. Oh, those sweet distractions, inviting discontent, I'm in love. Granted, you can have euphoric states with depression, so now that I say it, I am diagnosing you with something you probably have, Ian. Sorry to tell you this, but you likely got depression. July 20th of 2011, the band put up a message on their website that's no longer currently up and has only been preserved through the Wayback Machine, that they had broken up sometime shortly before with only 2 albums and an unfinished third one. Thankfully, it all seems to have ended on good terms and they were just kind of done with it, so at least it wasn't messy, and the bands from interviews from Ian seem to still keep in touch mostly, which is great to hear. Despite this band being pretty unknown, back when they were still together, they were actually doing pretty damn good, and they still relatively are. They have 70,000 on Spotify monthly, which, by the way, Ian has said that he checks occasionally. Hi, Ian. I'm one of those guys. Deer in the Headlights has been my number one listened to artist on Spotify for like the past 4 years in a row, which is when I found out that this band existed. They are touring with way bigger artists, including fucking Paramore. So they were doing pretty alright. They did Lollapalooza and shit. Before we get into the after, if you care about the before, Ian was also shortly a part and co-founder of the Christian rock band Justified for a single EP in 1999. Also, I know I'm talking about the songs and the lyrics and kind of analyzing all these songs, but I cannot stress enough how good the instrumental is, how good the vocals are. Like, seriously, please go listen to these songs. I will link the albums in the description for you for easy access. Now we get into the after. For a long time after Deer in the Headlights, we hadn't heard much from Ian or much of the other bands, other than some people going off to start other bands and projects. Most of them just focusing on their lives and starting families, from what I found. But Ian did eventually start another band. In the years that he was offline, he moved from Arizona to Washington for a change of scenery, working normal jobs to keep his family afloat. Until not long after that move, he found out that his stepfather, who I'll refer to from now on as his dad, because he does, had 2 types of cancer already in a late stage. With that information, they uprooted again and went back to Arizona to care for and help and spend time with everybody while they still had that time. A little bit before he got that news, he had already had a few song ideas he was working on, and when moving back to Arizona, he realized that he really did want to start doing music more seriously again, and made a few more songs after the passing of his dad, and got a band together to work on putting out the album. The self-titled album, The Gentle Hits. Ian said in interviews after the first Gentle Hits album that he had started working on another and wanted to make albums every single year and to push out more music more often. But that album came out in 2016, and we haven't heard anything since, unfortunately. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I really want to gatekeep this, but unfortunately, this album is also fantastic and a part of this, so I'm just gonna talk about it. Yes, I'm going to continue to yap. You can see the time on the video. You don't act surprised now. Keep in mind that this album is way more of a folk album than rock or emo. If anything, a rock folk album. But I assure you, it definitely does have some of those elements. And Ian's distinctive writing style is very present still and refined more over the years, which is always great because the lyricism is just so phenomenal. If I ever decided to make music, I simply wouldn't, because I can never live up to how Ian Metzger writes music. Never. Oh, I wish I could. And when talking about these songs, I'll obviously mention more things as necessary and bring it back up when necessary, but keep in mind that a lot of what I mentioned about the process of this album being made is mostly in these songs and about his experiences with losing his dad and things like that. Oh my god, the instrumental is just so... I am not being at all sarcastic when I say that this is... When God comes down to talk to us, this is how beautiful that his voice will sound. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I feel like it's so much brighter in here now. Warning, there is a singular fly that has gotten into my room because it is the summertime. We shall have to deal with it together. If you see him, say hello. From what I get about this song, it's about how he thought moving to the woods and living a regular life would help him out. But as he said in interviews, everywhere he went, there he was. Moving away wasn't the answer. He just needed to work on himself and get back to music. Oh, the autumn leaves don't shake at all. Once they give up on the branch they hold. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a quiver, I guess. Pretty soon you're gonna have to get on with it. Off with the old skin, back to the medicine. Late small minutes that I haven't given up. The last bit, I think, shows how he's tried to move away from things despite not exactly wanting to. Could be wrong, though. Yeah, you cut from the lowlands, back to the old plan. Spend my minutes while I can, just telling you that if you're watching me all night almost fall, my late small minutes I haven't given up. Whatever that means. Guess who now has an idea for what it means? It is only a few hours later and I'm editing this and I was like, wait a second. I have ideas. I think you cut from the lowlands back to the old plan. That line is pretty cut and dry. But spend my minutes while I can, just telling you that if you're watching me all night almost fall, perhaps someone looking up to him and what he does, oh, guilty, saying that, doing what he does takes a lot of failure, not everything goes right, just saying that I guess you can do it while failing, and failing is a part of it, trying to get that out there. Do I have any idea of what's happening on? Now that I'm saying stuff, I don't think I do. I haven't slept in a while, in my defense. If you're watching me all night, almost fall, my late small minutes I haven't given up. Failing at what you want to do and trying to say that it's still worth it despite failing, because that's what you want to do. Thoughts? I don't know. I might be onto something, I might be completely off. I'm not the guy. I am the guy, but I'm not this guy. I'm not Ian Metzger. They don't look alike, I promise you. I believe this song follows the same structure of feeling stuck in what you don't want for yourself. And when you know what's coming next, does it get you depressed when every move you make is one you decide? And you speak so slighted about your obligations, you need a little clarity of mind. Well, it's pretty clear now that you're dying of thirst because you won't lift your hands from your sides till you get buried alive. And here in a seasonless trance, you forget how to dance and end up kneeling in the dirt below. Half asleep on automatic thought rotation, I lean on top of the night. Pray I am something more than the indentation. Fuck. I leave on the bed where I rise. Midwestern dirt reference? Just kidding. We're speed running this shit. Okay, the payroll. You've seen the title. This song is mostly about being disinterested in working. Pay me by the hour, one task at a time, one race comes by, two dreams up and die. I'm all up for favors if my spine can drag behind. Tell me again, is this what success looks like? Telling by that last line, it's more being disinterested in working a regular job because he wants more, wants something different for himself. But working is something that needs to be done, so you have to come to terms with it. Now, in the first wave, you felt to drag and pull, but this is something else, more like letting go. And if you start to feel a little hint of remorse, just remember that this is just a dance. Call it the payroll.
Go be good or be gone. Go be good or be gone.
This song is also about being unsatisfied with life. He's going through it. You watch the cars go by, smoke your cigarette, and wonder why you can't get your shit together. How long would you prefer that lasts? Hear the drone of rolling tires, national anthem for the uninspired. How long must you just hum along when you've dreamed of such a different song? I also think the line near the end of go be good or be gone adds to this. Personally, I take this as go do what you actually want to do, or you can't be upset with where you are, kinda.
Hey, watch you lay in a hospital bed.
Unsurprisingly from the title, this song is about Ian visiting his dad in the hospital and learning everything about his condition and how their time is limited. This song feels way too personal for me to talk about, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. The song is really great. Go look at the lyrics and listen to it for yourself, and maybe even go listen to those interviews if you want to hear more, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I'm only on your side.
They're eating hay. They don't give a I hope you can't hear, but she's going crazy on that water bottle. Oh, there she goes again. In an interview, Ian said that this song was to his mother about promising to be there for her during everything going on. The opening lyric of on a tearful day of a favorable month is because they both got the news of his dad being in the hospital on her birthday, I believe. As always, the lyricism is great, but I'm just going to leave you with the ending lyrics of I am only on your side. This dying has yet to do me in. Beautiful.
But I'm trying so hard to remember how to get by.
This song is about his dad as well, the title being his last name even, and Ian said in an interview that he sang this song at his dad's funeral. Same with Hospital Bed, it doesn't feel like my place to talk about this song other than that, so please go listen to the song for yourself. It's, again, fantastic, in my opinion. Gosh, I have to preference that. Not everybody has the same music taste, y'all.
Cheer up, cheer up this time.
This song also unsurprisingly mentions the passing of his dad, but it is also talking to somebody else. Not sure who, though. Whoever it is, they're clearly also struggling, whether with the passing as well, maybe a family member, or, something unrelated perhaps, and he's just saying, hey, I get it, like my dad just passed kind of thing. I'm not sure. But that leads us up to the chorus of cheer up this time. If you lose your smile, then you can have mine.
You're gonna walk out like you used to, honey.
I can see why some people would think that this song is just him hating on somebody, as seen in, like, when I was looking up the lyrics for these songs on Genius, somebody put that as the song description. But I disagree. Yes, the lyrics are critical about whoever he's talking about, but at this point, Ian McScurry's hater days are pretty behind him. The first 3 verses of the song are seemingly hateful, ending on, honey, how are you gonna walk out like you used to when you won't even stand? But there are also the lyrics of, every move is laterally, come on, step aside with me. Along with him calling whoever he's talking about honey, I think whoever he's talking about obviously has their flaws, and he knows this, but he's there for them and encouraging them to do better and be better and to stand up for themselves, as with the lines of, when you won't even stand. I don't know. That's just my thought process.
All good times, you don't have to pass me by.
I don't have too much on this song or what it can mean, but the best idea I have is coming to terms with the passing of his dad and trying to get back to normal. Going off the lyrics, here in times like these where ceremonies outlive anything they could mean, and in my sequence of moods I'm cycling through, feeling fine with depression in the queue. Obviously, he's not succeeding in getting back to normal yet, but he's at least feeling those emotions and trying his best. No real clue, though.
Stella, sweet, pretty little thing that you are. Oh, my Stella.
Stella is the name of one of Ian Mesker's daughters, and it's pretty clear that this song is for her. Hey, anything you need, here I am, and I'll try to keep it steady. Clearly, dad POV. This one is pretty obvious knowing that information, so I'm just gonna leave you some other lyrics. Hey honey, keep your smile there upon your face while it's light, 'cause oh my god, it gets heavy. And don't want you to find out what the troubles are really about. Don't want you to know all the lies behind the beautiful notes.
In my time, you cross my eyes. What's a guy to do?
I also don't have too much to say about the song, or really any idea of what it's about, but going off the lyrics, what's a guy to do except try and love you? And she is the only song I know, my timeless vision. I'm going to just assume it's a song for his wife. This song is a masterpiece. You saw it in the little clip that I did at the beginning. It's so good. This song is about not giving up and staying true to who you are. Kinda. I honestly don't even really have the words to describe how beautiful and amazing this song is, but Ian does. Lose yourself in constant sound. Play your part till they write it down. Morning doesn't doubt its song. You might take a lesson. Stop crawling, stand up, before they tell you you should lay down. Get your feet off that bent ladder you don't want to climb. Repent, let them do ordinary. I think that gives you all you really need to know about this song. It's great in the way that it can be so personal to everyone, even when it's clearly about pulling himself back together after the passing of his dad, I believe. Same thing for songs like Paper Bag. They're very universal, even despite being clearly from his own personal experience, which Just goes to show that he is a really great writer and a fantastic musician. One more little lyric. Live your own mythology. If you're upset that we only got 3 amazing albums and at least 2 unreleased that we know of from these bands, I hope you can at least find some comfort in the fact that these guys are still making music, even if we don't hear it. From what I've heard from Ian in podcasts and the little I know of the other guys, they're never going to stop making music. It would be great to hear it, obviously, but at least it's still being made by amazing people and amazing artists, and that's enough, I'd say. And who knows, maybe sometime in the future we'll get another album from one of these guys here and there. I also hope you enjoyed this video because it will probably be copyrighted. But I really don't care as long as it can be seen and the music in the video can still be heard. I'm fine taking a copyright strike for this. This is my favorite fucking band. I just want to talk about him. And fun fact for the people still here, the drummer of Deer in the Headlights was the one who forced their hand in choosing the band name. Ian said that they had a long list of equally ridiculous names. His words.
What's the story behind the name Deer in the Headlights?
Basically, we had a long list of band names, and all of them were equally as ridiculous as the one we have now.
And that are really using digital media to expose themselves. Is that something that you guys, is that a path that you guys are trying to take, or is that something you guys kind of shun, or what are your feelings on that?
My mom always warned me about digitally exposing myself.
Also, it's really hard to watch live videos from way early on from this band. I love them. I really love them. But just hear me out. I don't know what Ian was doing, but he was getting real silly with it. It kind of gives me the ick at times. I struggle to watch live performances. I really do, sometimes. He doesn't speak like that. I don't know what he was doing. He had like a Valley Girl accent. From other things I've seen on YouTube, though, he seemed to have grown out of that at some point. I don't know. Or maybe he grew into it.
This song's called Sweet Talk.
Thank you for your time if you even are still watching. I know I've been branching out a lot on stuff, but I really just kind of want to do what I want and talk about what I want. That's the reason why YouTube is so special. And I got a lot of interest, what can I say? And I hope this was at all good because I have at least one other music-based video that I want to make. And hopefully you liked it and you'll watch that one too. I don't know, maybe it sucked and I'm gonna make it anyways. Shit. I love video games. I will definitely still be playing video games on this channel. I want to still play video games on this channel. But I am poor, so this helps in the sense that I cannot spend money on games currently. We're just gonna ignore that I'm gonna scrounge together about $14 to get that CD. That is more important. Fun fact, actually, because I'm just gonna keep yapping, fuck it. When I was in theater, if you didn't know, I was in theater, hi, for 1 semester. We had to do a thing where we read to the class to get pointers on, like theater projection, and since I've loved this band since about 2020, 2019, around there, I chose Sweet Talk, If Not For My Glasses, and another song I can't remember, it might have been Grace, since it had a word limit to me, and I love these songs, and she said it could be anything school appropriate to read out. Yeah, I sounded a little crazy talking about somebody's new boyfriend, but I liked it, and it got a good grade, so, you know, a win is a win. Another fun fact is that when I tried to show my mom this band in the car once on a long road trip, we were very tired, so that could have been it. But she said she couldn't understand what was being said because it was too quick and he had an accent or what have you. So I had to sing over it so she could hear the words better from me, which was very silly. Regardless, she says she loves them, so again, a win's a win. Okay, I'm done yapping now. For the people even still here, please go listen to these bands and please subscribe if you are still here somehow. I know this is a long-ass video of just me yapping, so... Okay, thanks for watching. Again, I've linked all the bands in the description. Please go listen to them. They're fantastic.